Disney Pixar's latest movie, Inside Out 2, has finally been released in theaters, so I can finally talk about it with you guys now. When the first Inside Out came out, I thought it was a fantastic film, and a lot of people loved that movie. When the sequel was announced, I was at first very skeptical because in recent years, they haven't been having a really good track record. So I didn't know what to expect from this movie because on one hand, I've been hearing some really good stuff with this movie from the reviewers. On the other hand, I'm still very skeptical because of Disney Pixar's terrible track record recently, as well as how this movie is a sequel to a movie that came out almost 9 years ago. So I don't know why that was even necessary in the first place. After watching the movie, I can confirm with you, this is a really damn good movie.
Yes! Hell yeah! Come on! Ah!
A really damn good sequel as well. So let's get straight into talking about it. Welcome back, Visionaries. This is my review of Inside Out 2. Here's a quick plot synopsis. So in this movie, Riley is older, so puberty hits, which means new emotions come in. Anxiety, embarrassment, and envy. I forgot to mention boredom, hence I would like to apologize in advance because for the rest of the review, I actually forgot to mention about boredom. I am so sorry. These are the 3 new emotions introduced in this movie. And what's more, after a very impressive hockey match that she had in her current school, she got invited to a 3-day hockey training camp in the high school she wants to enter, herself and 2 of her other friends. So when these 3 got there, Riley realized that her 2 friends are going to leave her in a few days' time to different high schools.
Oh, come on!
So anxiety comes in, saying that since these 2 friends are going to leave her, Riley should focus on making new friends, making new bonds with the popular kids in the high school because she's going to enter that school in the future. Whereas Happy is like, I just want to keep Riley happy at the moment and she should spend some time with 2 of her friends. That's the main focus. And these 2 have an argument with each other, which by the way, I understand both perspectives. So this is a really good thing. They are giving me 2 perspectives to understand, and that's where the conflict is arising from. So I understand both perspectives, conflict there. So the new emotions, anxiety especially, decided, you know what, you guys are not needed for Riley anymore. You guys are the old thing, alright? You guys need to be kicked out. We are the newer ones, so let us handle Riley in her new age. So they kicked Happy, anger, disgust, and fear and sadness out of the headquarters to somewhere else. So the movie's focus comes to anxiety and the 2 other emotions as they handle Riley's new age, new phase of life, as well as Happy and the other old emotions as they try to travel back to the headquarters to stop whatever is going on. And one more other thing that really surprised me was Riley's story. Like, you can actually tell Riley has her own separate storyline in this movie that is not dictated much by the emotions. And I really love that. That was really not present in the first film. In the first film, it just felt more of a storyline between Happy and Sadness, and the other characters were all just side characters. Whereas in this movie, they actually focus on the other side characters, not just Riley. Anger had a moment, fear, disgust, they all had their own moments, and I really liked that. And the other main standout in this film outside of Happy was actually anxiety. I would probably say she's the second most integral character to this story. And embarrassment, the other new installment to this movie, was actually really well done as well. I really liked this character. And the last character, Envy, I didn't think she had much to do. I just thought she was a character that just so happened to be in the movie. As for boredom, he had a few moments to shine and I thought his character was fine as well. Clearly, Envy was the least interesting character among the newer additions. Again, I'm very surprised by the direction they took. They improved on the side characters from the first film. And not just that, they also improved on the comedy elements. Like the comedy here is actually very, very funny compared to the first film. There was this one scene where the old emotions were kept in this vault and this cartoon character comes along, right, with this fanny pack that can give you anything you want. And that was just really funny. It's like Dora, but just not Dora the Explorer or whatever. And that was just really funny. And another character, there was this game character that was having this love interest with disgust. That was also really funny. These scenes actually hit very hard when it comes to comedy. My theater was erupting in laughter. And I really liked the character arcs, especially for anxiety. I think she had the best character storyline in this entire movie. As well as Happy and Anxiety both had the best character storyline in this film. I will not give too much away regarding the story, so I won't say what exactly happens regarding their character arcs. But by the end of the film, you actually feel satisfied. All the thematic conflict between these two have been resolved really well, and other ideas explored have been resolved very well as well. It's not just the argument between these two, it's also the other themes, like maybe we are just getting old and we are getting outdated, we are becoming obsolete for Riley because now she's growing. Maybe she really doesn't want us, and Happy has to live with that idea, that fear that she has. And the pacing for this film is really well done. Like, the movie is very fast paced. Let me just tell you that the movie is like over an hour and 40 long, just over an hour 40 long. That's actually very short. I mean, animated movies are usually shorter, but this movie also is very short, and it was very fast paced, so the pacing goes by very fast. I understand why the pacing went by very fast, because they were worried that children's attention span was not that great anymore, so that's probably why I would assume so. And also, I heard that the budget of the movie was lower compared to previous movies, so that's another reason why, especially after Pixar was cutting down jobs for their workers. That was really tragic for the workers there, by the way. The visuals were also very stunning and colorful. I mean, you can say that about every Pixar film at this point, because the visuals are really great in all their films. They also improved upon the world building and the technology that they use in this film now. The world building shows Riley's self-image and her behaviors. So you can actually take the elevator from the headquarters, go all the way to the bottom floor, and you see all these strings from the waters going all the way up, and that shows Riley's, her self-image. Maybe I'm a good person, or something like her own self-image, her own behavior trait. And that's really an interesting way to build upon the world after the first film. And again, I really like the way the film came to a conclusion with its thematic ideas. If I were to think of criticisms or drawbacks, I would only say I had two main ones. Firstly, one of the new characters, Envy, didn't have much to do with the story other than the fact that she was there. I mentioned this earlier as well. And the second one was that it didn't have the emotional impact that the first film had. I mean, don't get me wrong, it did have emotional moments, but it wasn't as strong as the first film. So that was another downfall, I would say, for this film. And overall, I think this is a great film to take your families to go and watch. Pixar might just be back. Maybe they found a way to come back up. So I'm very happy that this movie is doing really well at the box office. I mean, box office projections show that this movie is going to do really well. And I'm very excited to see the future of Disney Pixar and where they go from here. Also, the movie had a smart way of using metaphors, like this scene right here where they are stuck in a jar. They are suppressed emotions because they are bottled away. That's really smart. And I'll give this film a solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I was really glued to the story from the beginning to the end. When anxiety and the new emotions were screwing things up with Riley's mind in the headquarters after ousting the old emotions, I was actually getting really stressed and worried for Riley's character. And I'm not even a young child, and they made me care so much about this movie. It really grabs your attention. It's a really well done movie, really well paced movie as well, and really makes you care about the characters. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time. You guys are always the best.